lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
And you have to wonder, is it possible that it is May 1st? And is it also possible that we are kicking off May 4th week here at Six Scale Cantina in the Six Scale community? I don't know, but I'm feeling a little bit like I have a lot of different stuff on tap here today. Of course, the Spotchka Deluxe. I have some funny feelings, a little bit of different goosebumps on this arm, newsman, than relation to this, this arm. My armpit's sweating a lot over here. My left one has no sweat at all. I don't know if I use like the secret, over here or use a different one over there. I don't know. Maybe my coffee is just all fracked up, just because I spilled so much. I'm almost out of beads, and there is nothing yet today, Brent, but I feel like it's the quiet, the whisper before the storm. Newsman, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. I mean, this is like Christmas week, all week for us, right? It's like Christmas Eve for the Hot Toys Star Wars fan, for the Star Wars collector of any platform, Hasbro, whatever you like. I mean, there's going to be stuff this week. It's all gonna come to a head on Thursday, and the discussions tonight, I'm sure, will be rampant as we try to look into the crystal ball here to try to figure out what's going to drop for us. And I get it. I know. I mean, I'm like you. I mean, half of me is excited. The other half of me is like, man, are they going to let us down? Or because you can't help but not have expectations. You can't.
Well, you are the newsman, so you've got Mark Hamill on Twitter, dude. Did you send him a message and say, "Listen, Mark, I just gotta know what's going on with Hot Toys for May 4th"? I bet he'd respond to you.
Mark, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I almost tweeted at him over the weekend because he lost his blue check mark like everybody else did on Twitter.
Ooh, yeah.
Musk took down a lot of people's blue check marks, and I almost tweeted at him, and I still might do it. Maybe I'll do it during the show and see if he responds. But I was going to say, what's worse, drinking blue milk or losing your blue check mark? If I get anything, I'll worm the hook and see if I get anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I have to fill up because you mentioned that blue milk, and he was, I have to warm up. Maybe we're going to get a bunch of drops from this build, baby.
Don't get people started. We're only 5 minutes in, Aries, and you already had to go take the Jawa Jizzy juice and
Lane, what you gonna do when Supreme Leader Snoke comes out on May 4th on you? Go, baby. I mean, I'd rather have him than the Blur, quite honestly. Did I just say that? I did because I wasn't happy with the damn Blurg in 2021. I just wasn't. Lane, I was not happy with the Blurg in 2021. It was kind of like, I mean, do you remember this, dude?
Well, the problem was we had the General Grievous show up where we were told originally that issues with the old figure erroneously were going to maybe be dealt with. So that really kind of made you go, Blurg, where it was the first like kind of monster / animal we saw from Hot Toys, really. So that was interesting. But, it
was this, dude. It was this here.
But it was
lame.
I know.
I mean, Echo's cool, but it wasn't. It was lame.
It wasn't even. It wasn't ARC.
It
wasn't ARC. If that was ARC Trooper Echo, it might have made you a little bit. But even then, you had to be like kind of more hardcore. I mean, for all the characters we can think of. All the animals we could think of, a Blur. I mean, we would be saying, why isn't it a dewback? Why isn't it, the Taun Taun? I mean, there's
why isn't it the Taun Taun? I know, baby.
There are 5 other creatures we could think of for the first star, like monster or anything from Hot Toys. Why isn't the head of a Rancor on like Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker, base or something like that, or whatever.
Well, Lane, it's good to have you in here, man. But you had to have me flash this up, Lane, in here. We got a lot of people in here already, including my man,
Congratulations,
Anthony. Well, Lane, good to have you in here. We're going to get to Connor and Jay here in a minute, but the Six Scale Mafia, Anthony, is in the house. What is going on? It was super cool last night to go on with Anthony with that show last night on Sunday. So that's awesome. We may be doing a couple of things here this week with May 4th week, but good to have the Six Scale Mafia in here for sure. And so many people in here already. Goodness gracious. Come on. Including, I did have this 2 days in a row. Boba fettuccine. I had fettuccine today. And yesterday I had fettuccine with, some kind of spicy chicken there, Connor, Hot Toys Hotline. Although I will tell you, talking about fettuccine, I am kind of thirsty for this week, but I am kind of hungry right now.
You're delicious. Ciao, boys.
Connor, what's up, baby?
Not much, man. You know me. I'm big on Star Wars, so this is an exciting week for me. Like Star Wars Newsman said, it's not just Hot Toys dropping stuff; it's Hasbro. You guys know I collect the 3.75 scale stuff, the 6-inch stuff. So a lot of money to be spent. Not looking forward to that part, but I am looking forward to see all the offerings across the board: the clothing, the lightsabers, the 3.75, 6-inch Hot Toys, but especially Hot Toys. We're all speculating. It's time for all the speculation to come to an end come May the 4th, and hopefully we're not disappointed. I truly do believe that we're going to get a decent amount of stuff this year. I really do. I have a lot of faith in it. Just seeing what other companies are doing, there's really a lot of Return of the Jedi 40th stuff coming out, so I hope Hot Toys follows suit, and I'm really, really excited to check it out, because as you know, like Star Wars has always been my bread and butter. It always will be. I collect other stuff as of the middle of last year, but Star Wars always has my heart. So I'm really excited to see what we get, and I'm really excited to talk about some possibilities tonight.
Yeah, I am too. And I tell you what, it's always good to have you in here. The Hot Toys Hotline. Second time that's
This is an emergency interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard, disguised as Senator TK FOMO. Of course, the way I'm dressed on the Senator's day off. And you have to wonder, is it possible that I am buying the actual coffee pot of the Hot Toys Wizard? And I say yes. Look at this fresh coffee, this delicious coffee. For the first time ever, you are seeing live the Hot Toys Wizard's coffee being poured. Really, what's more interesting? This or actually getting Prisoner Leia from Hot Toys? I would say pouring this coffee live. You've all wanted to see the coffee, and look at how fresh that is. It's May 4th week. I am TK FOMO. And what you gonna do? And what you gonna do? And what you gonna do with TK FOMO and the Dark Jedi and the Hot Toys Wizard? Tip off May 4th week on you.
damn, right when I was going to introduce you, Jay, good to have you in here, Connor. The wizard himself pops in, pouring some coffee disguised as TK FOMO. I don't know. Maybe all these drops that we get this week, Jay, maybe they're only going to be up for like 24 hours, and it's going to get a low stock warning. It won't happen. But hey, you never know with some of the stuff that's going on. But hey, what's up, Jay?
Hey, what's up with you? Good to be here with everybody. It's going to be great tonight. Oh man, yeah. So this is the week. I hope we get some good stuff. I'm really hoping because I don't know, man. I'm just kind of scared right now. I'm getting a little nervous. But you know what? Tonight I think we'll get something. I'm hoping for like maybe Cosca Reeves. You know, maybe we'll get some drops, Cosca Reeves, maybe a Fennec, maybe those would drop. We'll also get some we'll get some cool 40th announcements. I really want some 40th announcements. It would be crazy if we don't get anything but here it is, the N1. That would be crazy.
Oh my God. I tell you what, the N1 would be absolutely, absolutely insane. And I kind of have a feeling that we may, some of the comments in here, that's kind of funny. I think it would be something that's possible. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. But listen, I think we have another message here before we go ahead and kick it off. But let's just go ahead and roll it all. And let's dive into all of this, everybody. Right now!
Everybody can relax. The Lando Space Pimp has returned. And returned at a good time. That's right, I hope you're all are ready for the May 4th celebration. Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. Will we get a Skiff Lando? I truly hope so. I can use another check. Will we get Bosch or Bush Leia? Oh my God, Leia. I hope we do. Yes, indeed. Or will we get the ultimate 2-pack? And I'm not talking about 2-pack Shakur. I'm talking about the apex of everyone's Star Wars collection. The Han and Chewie 2-pack. Will we get it? I say, I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. I'll see you guys on the flip-flop. Aries, take it away.
I'm all out of videos for now, but this is good stuff, man. This is the way to kick off May 4th week at 6 Scale Raw. Are you kidding me? Look, I've got a smile on my face, not just from all that. We had the Space Pimp in the house. We had the Hot Toys Wizard as TK FOMO in the house. We have got Jay in the house. We have got Connor, Hot Toys Hotline. We have got Lane, the collector, at midnight, hopefully May 4th at midnight or May 3rd at 11:59 a.m. And we've got the newsman in the house. Make sure you smash that like button. And look, fellas, let's just go ahead and get right into it because, Jay, I'm going to kick it off with you. This is what we got last year and, 2 years ago. In 2021, we did get 5 drops. We got an OG Mando, which we already had, with like pants that are a little bit more elastic. We got a Blurg. We got a Grogu. We got a Stormtrooper Commander. Echo was cool. It paled in comparison to Grievous. And then the next year, dude, it was a complete 180. But they did do this before. My question to you, baby, is this going to happen again?
I think a couple of things are going to happen. One, when we look at Star Wars, we got to think about it like this. Disney, they really want to push Disney Star Wars. And what I mean by that is the newer properties. So as much as I love the 40th and I love the OT. I think they want to throw us an OT bone. They may throw us a few, and I think they already did this year with the Darth Vader and the C-3PO. We got those, and Salacious Crumb. You could throw him in there too. So they gave us that already, it would be sacrilege if they don't give us any more 40th figures, because I think that's what everybody is waiting for. But I'm thinking that we'll get a little. I'm thinking we'll get some of the, some Mando stuff. I'm thinking that we'll see we'll see possibly, and I wouldn't be mad at it. I think it would be awesome if we see a new Moff Gideon. We see a new Moff Gideon. We see maybe a new some of those new Mandalorians that was in Mandalorian season 3. I think you may get some drops like that, some announcements like that. Now, what I wish for, like I said, I wish for more 40th things. I'm hoping that the space is correct, that we get, that we would get like a Skiff Lando, or or a Bush Leia, or even a Huts Leia would be great. That would be, out of this world.
Dude, it's what I want. It's what I want.
I would love it.
Because it seems like it's hard to get, so I want it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that would surprise everybody that they took it there, or some type of a weird Leia 2-pack. That would be awesome as well.
So you think, Jay? So you think that like this one, although the characters you're talking about seem a lot more epic, but you're seeing like almost like an all Mando, which is what this was minus Echo. Maybe
they may do that. They may. I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. I think a lot of people would be upset, because after the drops we got from the 40th, it's like, okay, keep them coming. This is a great, and that was the start of that 40th line. So it's like, we're all thinking that, we've all been kind of spoiled with the Clone Wars stuff that we got. How many drops was that? 9? That's like 9 figures. So
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So if we're
those got like so much buzz. I mean, when we got that, and this was last year, which was a complete 180. Holy moly! Attack of the Clones. 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 But they did get a lot of flack for this the year before, because it was like really different.
Yeah. And I think this was at the height of the Mando craze. Not saying that I think it's died down or anything. I don't think it's necessarily died down, but this was the hype coming off of season 2. So, they wanted to get this stuff out. And like I said, this is their start. This is the new Disney Star Wars stuff. They want to get this stuff out there, which is great. And I think a lot of people would still be interested in it. But I feel that if they don't give us any 40th figures, a lot of people are going to be kind of upset. It's going to be kind of like, going to kind of take the wind out of everybody's wings. We'll get them. I think we're going to get more, but it just depends on what's ready and what's not ready. And that's what it comes down to.
Well, good stuff there, Jay. Everybody, you are watching Six Scale Raw, and what you gonna do when Six Scale Raw and the Dark Jedi and this fabulous panel run wild on you? Connor, I do think it's possible they could go back to this. I know Jay thinks it's possible. Do you think that they do? I do feel like it's unlikely because of the flack that they got and how they were showed up by Sideshow with Grievous that year. I mean, they took all the spotlights. And when you talk about selling, when you sorted everything out best selling wise, it was the Sideshow Grievous on top of the Echo. And shoot, I remember Connor, the Blurg and that OG Mando and that Grogu, that Stormtrooper Commander. I don't think any of them cracked the top 10. It was scary. Yeah. But do you think that they could do this again? Well, what do you think?
To be honest with you, after seeing Vader and C-3PO announced so early on before May the 4th, that was a sign to me and a bit of hope that I think we're going to get another 40th Return of the Jedi for May 4th. I do agree with Jay, though. I do think we're probably going to see some releases like Casca or other figures that are kind of past due or close to being past due at this point. So I think that's how they'll mix in Mando stuff. But I am hopeful that we'll get another like lineup of 5 bare minimum. And truth be told, they could trickle in some more later down the line. Obviously, announcing that many figures in one day is a big uptaking, right? They got to post all the photos. They got to post on all their socials. So it made sense to me that they're like, let's announce Vader and C-3PO and Salacious Crumb, get the hype going, and then we'll drop another 5 on May 4th. So I do have faith that we'll probably see a nice fair Return of the Jedi 40th presence on May the 4th. But
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. But I certainly hope that that afterwards, that's when they'll start trickling in the Mando stuff. Because I agree with Jay. Like we need like the Mecha Moff Gideon, bro. Like that's like the moment I saw him on screen, I'm like, all right, we can hold him. We can go past May the 4th on that one, but I need it, you know? So
Yeah.
I hope we do see those later. But right now, I think for the most part, most of us are going to say 40th Return of the Jedi is priority. So that's what we're all hoping for. I'm staying hopeful. And again, I do think that Vader and C-3PO being announced so early before May the 4th is a good sign in that direction. That's my thought on it.
No, and that's really, really good thoughts there. For sure. Good stuff there, Connor. Boba Fettuccine says, like that smash button. Yeah, baby. I'm all in for that. The Hot Toys Nightmare says, May the 4th be with you. What is going on? For sure. Come on. Thule also says, smash that like button. Mr. Mom is in the house. Ryan, good to have him in here. Says 108 watching, 38 likes. Smash that like button. Come on. And we have got Pop Culture Living Room in the house. Another great channel in here. Come on, subscribe to all these guys. Let's go. And we got McLean's Man Cave in here. Last year's May 4th was great. Love Attack of the Clones. Okay, so Brent, I'm going to go to you before I go to Lane. I mean, I do think that there is a Mando release that would take a lot of attention and would be a huge marketing for them for May 4th. And that would be the N1 Starfighter, to be completely honest with you. I think that for me, as an OT and prequels guy, I mean, I love the Mando. As long as it was mixed in with like a Luke or a Han Solo, I'd be cool with it. N1 would be better, in my opinion, than any of these from the Mando release anyway. But do you think we're going to get all Mando like we did basically in 2021? Or will they turn it around? Are they going to do this like last year, all one line and all in one night? Go.
I think this would be the way to go. I think a lot of people right now are focusing on the 40th of Return of the Jedi. And obviously this was the 20th of Attack of the Clones. And you got 5 figures straight up from that movie. And I don't think anybody was complaining about it. I think even the people who maybe didn't like that movie, they completely understood it. You know, they understood that, you know, okay, these figures are they have to come out. It's the 20th. They've been talking about it. It's probably the first of several, but it made sense last year. And I think it makes sense again this year for them to focus on the 40th of Return of the Jedi. And we've talked ad nauseum on our shows for the past few weeks leading up to May the 4th on which figures they should be putting out. I'm in the camp of needing more characters from the Jabba the Hutt scene, which was Act 1 of the movie. I mean, it's the
33%, Brent, of the movie.
It's the first 50 minutes of the movie.
It is.
I mean, you start there and you don't get out of there for almost an hour. And so much happened. And in Hot Toys, for whatever reason, maybe contractually they haven't been able to do it, but they have produced absolutely nothing 1/6 scale from Jabba. Nothing other than the C-3PO with Salacious Crumb that we saw drop a couple weeks ago. And is that a teaser? Is that a teaser of things to come? You know, that's the first figure that they have released or put up for pre-order that has any connection to Jabba the Hutt. You know, we have not seen Gamorrean Guards. We have not seen Bib Fortuna. We've not seen anything that's come out of there from Hot Toys.
We've not seen Nia Num.
There is There is a tremendous amount for them to mine from Jabba the Hutt. And if there's ever a time for them to do it, it's now with the 40th anniversary. And I'll just say this. What do you think one of the top movies in the country grossed over the weekend was?
Would it happen to be, what is it called again?
Revenge of the Jedi, maybe?
Yeah, Revenge of the Jedi. Yeah. It was one of the top movies in the country.
This right here?
Yeah. Everybody needed to go see it on the big screen again. Everybody needed to go
Unless they didn't play, unless they made sure you couldn't actually go see it anywhere close to you.
Is that what you
like
had to
in
deal
my
with?
area? Yeah, I didn't get to go see it this past weekend because it wasn't playing anywhere close by me, which annoyed the living bodiciousness out of me because they only limited it to like 485, which is what makes that it finished in the top 5 for a 40-year-old movie. It made like, I think it was like 485 theaters that it actually showed, and it made like an average of like $10,000 per theater, which is like now obviously for how expensive movies are and stuff, you have to adjust a little bit for that, but that's an insane amount for a movie that old and stuff.
Well, Lena, let me ask you, since we're going to you and Brent, really, really good stuff. I want to pull this up from Bantha Rider. And Lane, he says 5 from Return of the Jedi on May 4th, and no one would complain. I feel like the complaints would be limited if they do it again. Do you feel like they're going to do the same as last year because it was successful? I mean, some could argue, Lane, that Return of the Jedi is a more popular or even a better movie than Attack of the Clones.
Both. Without a doubt.
So if Attack of the Clones was successful, and honestly with 2 troopers and a droid, well, 4, all droids and troopers, how successful would Return of the Jedi be if they did all 5 and nothing else?
Yeah, I mean, basically they did the hors d'oeuvre before the main course, which was several months later, like the Academy Maze Window. And I would say even maybe the Super Battle Droid.
Well, the 3PO really knocked the 3PO lane knocked the 3PO socks off of everyone because we've been waiting forever. We're like, we're never going to get a 3PO. We're never going to get a 3PO. It's like the best.
And now we've had 2
now we got 2 of them.
Like in under a year, we got 2 of them. That's Hot Toys, and that's totally Hot Toys there. 10 years of nothing, and then in less than a year, here's 2 of the same character. Enjoy. I would like to see them do a decent. I think how they did the rollout, where they did, a couple different quote waves of them and everything, giving people time to really think about what they wanted to get. If they weren't in the whole line, they could figure out what they wanted to get, space things out. I would really like them to do that. Maybe since they already put out the Vader and the C-3PO, maybe if they're going to do like say 4, maybe they do 2 for Return of the Jedi and do and maybe like a week or so later or a couple days later, the following week, they put out, like they did for Attack of the Clones, be prepared for phase 2 will come. So we know maybe a couple months.
I hope you're right. That
I don't think we
like
want
that.
9 of these figures released at the same time.
I'd be fine with it because I get to play that clip 9 times instead of 5.
But I mean, for people to be able to space out and figure out what they want of the lines, if you've got 9 figures that get announced for the same line in like 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to necessarily afford all of them. But if you have a couple months in between,
Lane, I tell you right now, I want every character from Return of the Jedi.
I know, I want a bunch of characters from Return of the Jedi. It's why I It's why I passed on Attack of the Clones, was because Return of the Jedi was coming, or I would have bought some of those instead. I think we'll get maybe a couple figures, but I also think we're going to get at least one like Mando. No, not the N1, because remember, I'm in the Mario camp that it's not coming, or I don't have a beard like Mario to actually make it worth putting a bet on it or not to shave. But I don't know. Someone suggested.
But the N1 is coming. Mario said. Mario told me that the N1 is coming.
And I say no.
One of the guys on Facebook said to me, it's one of the reasons I pulled this figure out tonight, was because one of the guys on Facebook I talked to said, well, hey, you should go in all of that, and if you lose, then you have to like give away your Commander Cody or something like that. And I was like,
that figure, dude, is skyrocketing.
I know, and I was
like it was high, but I mean, it's going in the mid 400s and high. Like I've been watching it now. Last 6 weeks, it's a little scary with that.
I think my internet's screwing up, Aries.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
can anyone hear Lane?
You guys are all.
I can hear him. I could hear him. Yeah,
he's there.
We can hear you,
my
Lane.
Internet is messing up.
Well, then you might need to reboot. So we'll go back to you. But Jay, I want to go to you with this because Lane did bring up the
Okay.
Mandalorian.
Yep.
And here's something that's very interesting, and I don't always go with forum chatter or what we talk about here or what's on different YouTube channels and stuff like that. I wait for the results from Nielsen ratings, for instance, or big companies. I wait to see the whole general public view. So here's the thing. I'm pulling this up onto the screen. I wanted to get your take on this as we discuss what is the possibility of all Mando May 4th. Because look at what was just released yesterday. Isn't this interesting? 1.4 million watched the finale of The Mandalorian Season 3. And you want to know something?
Wow.
It was up 24%.
Oh, wow.
From The Mandalorian Season 2 finale with Luke. So look, not going on a whole big discussion about this, but the one thing that I am noticing, I'm looking at this, I'm talking to friends and family, like I went to a graduation party, people are like, oh, it's The Mandalorian at school. They're not fans like me, you, Connor, Lane, Brent, and all that. They're just like, oh yeah, I liked it. It was this and that. Looking forward to the Ahsoka series. All the grandpas, all the grandmas, they love the freaking Grogu, all that stuff, all the little kids, and it keeps going up in the ratings. And then when you look at everything best-selling wise on freaking Sideshow, and you look at how Bo-Katan is selling, and now you got the freaking the Chrome Mando and how that's selling, and all the Mando stuff. I don't know. Maybe the data that they're getting, Hot Toys and Sideshow, is let's put out a bunch of freaking Mando figures on May 4th. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, that's good. I mean, definitely they look at the numbers all the time. And this was great, how much, it was higher, way higher than the season 2 finale, which was, I think a lot of people were still getting into Mando at that time. And they do a great job at marketing. This is Disney, we're talking about here. And Mando pulls in a lot of just regular fans, and newer fans with the Baby Yoda. They think Baby Yoda is cute. Baby Yoda's on pajamas. Once again, they're a beast when it comes to marketing. So
they really are a beast when it comes to it.
Yeah,
and so sometimes when they can't, I'd have you go on, Jay. Sometimes when they can't please all of us, the hardcore fandom or collectors, they find a way to still please the general public with this stuff. I mean, it is a laid back show anyway. I mean, you got a little, go Grogu in there, and it's kind of so. It's interesting if they would actually put out a lot of figures because of these numbers.
It makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, it's a family friendly show. It really is. So I think there were some people that had they had a problem with that this season. They thought this season that some of the writing was a little
well, Jay, we didn't have Luke. We didn't have Boba Fett come.
Right.
We didn't have Ahsoka come. We didn't have Bo-Katan come. I mean, there was a lot of fan service. This year was kind of like, okay, well, they're already all there. It was kind of, we got a couple of new characters. Yes. You know what it reminded me of? Season 1 in a way.
It did. It was a real self-contained story. And in some ways, a friend of mine broke it down. He said, you know what? I would have liked it a lot if it was season 4, but it just felt like season 3 was missing. It was like they just
yep.
And it kind of, and once I thought about it, it kind of felt that way as well. But I digress. Just looking at with those where it comes to Mando figures, I got like damn near all of them here, and they are amazing figures. So that's why they're doing well. Like Bo-Katan she had a great arc this season, so it's a lot of new Bo-Katan fans out there. It's like, oh my god, I gotta get it. Oh my god, what is this Hot Toy? This figure looks amazing, and they jump and they buy it. And then the Chrome Mando, my god, that's like the best. I think that's the best. I think that is the best Mando figure on planet Earth right now. Yeah. It looks amazing. So,
and I've got it in a box that I haven't opened yet from Hawk Wars Toys. I bought that one. You're talking about the Chrome Mando. Deluxe. So I'm going to do an unboxing on that. I can't wait, dude, because I've heard you say several times it's amazing when you look at it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to lay eyes on it.
Yes, it's a beautiful piece. So yeah, but I totally get why, you know, with the numbers and everything, why the numbers, you know, at the end of the day, all this is just numbers and data, you know, to people in the marketing, and they just go and say, hey, let's keep pumping out Mando. But
yeah,
but but if I were them, and we all know that sometimes Hot Toys they have their own way of doing things. Let's just say that. They don't tend to do things that make sense. But let's say if the 40th anniversary stuff wasn't ready to go just yet, and they know they got to get something out for May 4th, I would put out something like the N1, because it's one image, drop it, and done. And that would, and a lot of people would be excited. Some people would probably still be like, hey, I want my 40th figures, but they know they're coming. But if they drop this on May the 4th, I think a lot of just this one image, you know, and
it's a lot of attention, whether you buy it or not. A lot of people won't, but
then YouTube is going to go crazy with the pricing and what the speculation. It will be pandemonium, and it'd be a lot to talk about. So, but we're looking at it from YouTube. We're looking at it from, you know, the aspect of collectors. We also have to turn on our marketing caps. And marketing, it could be, you know, more Mandalorian, or, you know, some Mandalorian. I hope, you know, I hope Connor is right. I hope it's some Mandalorian drops, and then everything else is like stuff we're waiting on. Shit, maybe they'll even throw, you know, a zinger out there with an Andor figure. An Andor figure, and it's like, oh wow, you know.
Yeah, I could give us a Cassian Andor, and I would have no problem with that. And no, absolutely. And Brett, I want to jump to you before I jump to Cotter and Lane on this. This is really interesting to kind of talk about the possibilities, because, you know, the Mandalorian season 3, it had some opinions on it, but the numbers, the numbers are there. And so, you know, it's almost interesting. If they came out with this on May 4th, it would cause so much attention, unlike the Blurg. But almost if they put like can you imagine a Han and Chewbacca 2-pack? Or even a Prisoner Leia, but then they decided to drop this at the same time? You almost don't know what the hell to talk about, because that would almost be overload, because everybody's going to want to talk about this piece and what that means for Hot Toys. But your thoughts, baby. Would they do it because of the data on how the finale ended?
I think absolutely. I worked in TV news for 30 years. So ratings data drives everything. It drives the marketing. It drives the promotions. It drives where you go send your salespeople to get advertising. It drives everything. So, you know, as much as we could sit here and love on Return of the Jedi and hope and pray that, you know, we get a lineup of 5 again from that movie in honor of the 40th, like we had last year in honor of the 20th Attack of the Clones, I can absolutely see them throwing 3 Mandalorian figures at us on Thursday and 2 Return of the Jedi. I mean, I could see it happening all day long. Yep. I mean, and we probably can come up with which 3 they might want to throw at us. One of them will be IG-12 with the little, you know, Grogu in his chest. I mean, that's an easy one to make. You've got everything already. You got how many Grogus have you made? You already got the IG-11, a little bit of extra paint, add water, and send that thing out. It's done. I mean,
no.
It would not shock me one bit if that is part of Thursday. In fact, I'm going to say it. That's going to be one of Thursday's drops. I just feel it in my bones that that's going to be one.
Really? So listen, is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Book it, Dano.
All right, Connor, let's go to you before we go to Lane. Let's go to you, Connor. So it's very interesting here. Obviously, the show, you know, divisive, a lot of hardcore fans, stuff like this. General public, they're just all watching it. They go by data. Newsman's been in this for many long times. What our marketing company is going to go with. Would it shock you if we get all Mandalorian on May 4th? And even more importantly, could the big thing this year actually be the N1 Starfighter because of this?
So it wouldn't shock me, especially after the last 2 episodes. I think a lot of us were like, "Ooh, hot toy! Ooh, hot toy!" You know, all these different characters showing up on the screen. Everybody's asking for a Bo-Katan 2.0, like and Moff Gideon, Grief Karga, who's getting treated like Wong at this point. Like, where's my Grief Karga? You know, so there's a lot of stuff that I think if you're a hardcore Mando fan, like Jay said, he's got basically all the Mando stuff. I do too. Like, my shelf is basically full at this point with all the Mando stuff. Another thing, just to throw out an alternate theory, what if we do get all Return of the Jedi stuff, but then Hot Toys also drops a post about the M1 saying, hey, this is coming soon. Just a little breadcrumb saying, like, I know you guys have been speculating about it. This is coming soon. We're preparing for it. You know, something along those lines. Because they do that often, right? I mean, hell, I mean, we already saw a John Wick and Kane tease. We're still waiting on them. So they could certainly do it with the N1. And maybe that'll be their way of saying, like, hey, guys, it's coming. We're just not quite ready yet. So because I do think it's really going to be one or the other, right? Let's say in an alternate universe, like, they really don't give us much for Return of the Jedi. It's like the N1's going to completely steal the show, I think, for a lot of people. Not that Mando over Return of the Jedi for a lot of people, just because the M1 is such a massive project, right? And there's been so many people speculating about it. So I don't think that they will drop them both in the same day, but I think at the very least they could do that. They could say, hey, just letting you guys know that one's coming. Exactly.
Oh, that's a darn good point. Good stuff, Hot Toys Hotline, and everybody here. Don't forget to smash the like button, everybody. You are watching Six Scale Raw. Lane, I kind of agree. I feel like if they gave us the N1, even though it's not OT, or even though it's not the Clone Wars or you know,
it's not the
prequels,
sequel trilogy stuff, man.
it's
That's
not, but it would be so like different. I feel like that it would get a lot of attention. And honestly, if they gave us, like, let's just say we got a prisoner Leia or a Bush Leia or Leia in the forest with her hair down, whatever, and they gave us an N1 on the same day, Lane, what do you talk about? So I think Connor has a point. Maybe if they're gonna do it, they like say coming soon. And can you imagine if they show like a Grogu and Mando figure in the background with an N1 and they don't say anything and they're making everyone speculate? Because then everyone would be like, oh no, they're not doing it. They're just showing that in the background. But they can create a lot of noise, dude.
Well, you know, as much as Mario and I are on the it's not coming because it's too big and this and that. You know, the one thing I will go with is, like, you know, even though it's a remake of something they did previously, they did just, like, you know, drop a Keaton Batman out of the blue and then go, oh yeah, here's the Batmobile, you know, the 89 Batmobile again, which was like, huh? I remember we were all like, huh? You know, kind of reaction. So, like I said, but obviously this thing's way bigger. But see, honestly, the one thing that makes me think this is not coming from Hot Toys, however, maybe something like Jazz Inc. or something like that could eventually do something like this, is after seeing the Batwing from Jazz Inc. and seeing how ridiculously huge that thing is, and this thing is longer than that, you can't. I know, Aries, you've been poking, prodding. You just can't get me to say it would be neat if they did it, but I just don't think they're going to do it. Now, if they did, I think the way you and Connor were talking about is I could see, I don't think they would want to, like you said, just from Hot Toys is not stupid. You know, Brother Cousins talks about, and, you know, Lael and a lot of the channels talk about Hot Toys most of the time. Not always do they seem to do the right thing, or sometimes they think it's going to be the right thing can go bad. That's just going to happen. You know, you're not right 100% of the time. But I could see them doing more, maybe if they just put the figures out, whether it's some Mando figures and some Return of the Jedi or all Return of the Jedi. I don't think they're going to put all just Mando. It's going to be, I think, more likely if it's figures. But they don't want to they want to give those figures a little bit of focus during this for Star Wars.
But is it possible, Lay? Let me throw this at you, because I understand what some of the other people were saying earlier in the show. But is it possible, I'm going to play devil's advocate, that they gave us the Vader and they gave us the C-3PO ahead of time so that they would be like, hey, so you don't bitch and moan about the 40th anniversary on May 4th. here's a couple of figures because we're not going to give any to you until after. It could be that. I hope it's not.
The N1 would then be the, so I think we're talking about it could be one way or the other. If they're going to put figures out, they'll do the teaser for the N1 because they don't want. I mean, or if it's just maybe the N1 and they're going to put out a couple figures, like it could be 40. It could be like, the clone guys, like the clone trooper. They're just some regular trooper thing where, they might say, hey, I'm going to say this is the one that I'm going to go with these band, but this is the one I'm going to go on. I don't know if I actually believe book it, but this is the one that I would like to see get announced for Return of the Jedi is either a Death Star gunner figure 2.0, or the thing I would like to see is that Death Star trooper. The guys with I won't use the appendage helmets that we remember them from back in the day, but the black helmets, like where it could be, I don't know, they don't call it the Death Star trooper, but it could be, why am I saying run into a brick wall? It could be like, why am I running?
It could be
the trooper, those guys, because those guys were on Endor.
It could be a lot from those guys at Endor.
It could be like Defense Shield Trooper or
from the Scout Troopers and those troopers there, the ones that
guys, when those guys were inside the
troopers are a shoe-in
base. Yeah. So maybe I would love to see one of those guys based off the Death Star Trooper that they showed years ago actually coming in out. And maybe that's one where they're not worried about the N1 overshadowing so much because it's only going to be, they're already expecting not to make a whole bunch of them because only hardcore, more original trilogy people are probably going to pre-order or buy them. So maybe
absolutely. No, good stuff, Lane. Everybody in here, you're watching 6 Scale Raw. Don't forget to smash that like button right now. I do appreciate your support. And hey, subscribe to all these guys on here. Don't forget, we have got the Hot Toys hotline. Connor in the house. I've got the link to his channel within the video description below. So go ahead and show Connor the love and subscribe. And of course, my man Jay, brother cousins, best of the best. Good morning, Grails. Just watched that Michael Jackson brother this week. Oh, baby. Now I got to go ahead and get that. I talked to you about the DX04 Bruce Lee. Dude, man, you're driving me crazy with these Good Morning Grails. Listen, if you don't watch Jay's stuff too, I also got the link to his channel within the video description. Make sure you subscribe. But Jay, that was really good, the Michael Jackson thing, baby.
I didn't want to watch it because he's gonna make me buy it. I ain't gonna watch it. I've been thinking about it for a minute, and then he put that up. I'm like, come on, Jay. Come on.
I just want to be able to go on one morning where he's doing that, so I can actually force persuade him to send me a Geneso, Imperial disguise, because I'm sure one of these, after 10,000 times I've done it, where I wave my hand, it'll finally work through a computer screen. It hasn't yet, but Aries, one thing I'm going to do real quickly, as I just said, I need to do something real quick. Let's send out to everybody in our wonderful chat. We got 138 in here. I was waiting until we maybe maximize. So I'm sending out right now, as usual, gifting a Six Scale Cantina membership. Let's see who gets it. You're not allowed to get it.
You're the man.
And it's Big Dog Pound again. Big Dog Pound. This is the second time you've done
Big Dog Pound. That's it again. Makes me spill my coffee, baby.
Songwriter have done it twice, and I'm like, you guys are hacking this. You're reading. You're using the Force to really in my mind that I'm about to do this and hacking the system.
Well, listen, I mean that's because I thought maybe it was a third time that that it went, because it feels like it's happening again and again.
It's happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
All right, sorry, but I needed to get that out because
Lane, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
We need
and
to get
Big Dog Pound. Thank you.
We need the Six Scale Cantina always needs more members. There's always excellent content you put out, so we want people who maybe not necessarily get to see it as often have a chance or go see some of the old unboxings and other stuff you put out, just to see all the stuff that you and many of the other channel creators here put out, all that wonderful stuff. Connor always puts out excellent unboxing videos, and man, there's nothing you can say about Brother Cousins. He just likes to be there early in the morning and be there looking smooth and relaxed, which maybe just that's his the external viewpoint because he might be going like, I got 10 things to do.
So I got to play the Space Pip video again. Come on. Of course he is smooth.
I know. He is the smooth operator man in the morning.
Well, thank you,
He's
Lane, so much. You're way too kind, honestly. But thank you so much. Do appreciate the support. And Big Dog Pound, woo, baby. Welcome in again with the members thing for sure. And congratulations, Mary Sullivan in the house going, woo! And the same thing with Louis Labitz and so many in here as well. One thing that I will point out as we continue to go on here at Six Scale Raw is as we look at some Return of the Jedi possibilities now, I do think it's safe to say from what we've been talking about here that maybe Mandalorian with these ratings and the way the general public has perceived it, and from a marketing perspective from the finale, it could be on the table for something for May 4th. But some of the other stuff that we want to get into in here for sure. And man, isn't this a loaded picture? Hot Toys Hotline. Let's start with you. Mando's on the table, but look at this picture, my friend. Let me just go to you. If we're going to get a drop, or we're going to get 2 drops, or we're going to get 5 drops from Return of the Jedi, outside of Troopers, what do you think of these I put on the screen, baby? What would you like to see from this 40th anniversary to complete this line?
So I mean, I'm gonna do this one for all the fans out there because this is the #1 comment. Of course, we want that Han and Chewbacca 2-pack. I mean, that's a big priority for most of us. My favorite look for Han is that Endor duster jacket. I love that look so much. And not only that, you could take that duster jacket off and have a different look. So it's such a versatile look for him. I know a lot of people love that Bespin Han, and I do too, but this is the Han that I really want. I've got the A New Hope Han. It's such a fantastic figure, especially since it's from, 2018, 2017. So I do think now more than ever with Harrison playing nice with Disney for Indy 5 and stuff, I think there's a possibility that we might get a shocker announcement for Han. I mean, of course, there's a lot of speculation that won't happen, and for good reason, because we've been let down before, Bespin Han being a good example. But that's definitely first and foremost #1 on my list is a 2-pack, and we have a good history with 2-packs for Han and Chewie, right? We got the sequel trilogy as a 2-pack, both with single releases, and then we got the A New Hope as a 2-pack, both with single releases as well. So hopefully they follow suit if we finally get this Han Solo for Return of the Jedi 40th. Those two definitely are ones that I would love to see, and they are #1 on my list for obvious reasons, and I think a lot of people in the chat could agree with that. It's like, that's what you see commented most, right? Especially on the Hot Toys page. When you see a Return of the Jedi 40th conversation, it's always about Han and Chewie. So, yeah.
No, good stuff there, Connor. And Brother Cousins, before we go to you, we're going to put this up from $2 super chat from Mike Latoris. He says, Jay, will the announcements drop in North America May 3rd? Well, I think that the announcements on their Facebook page, maybe. I think that it would go, I think like last year, Jay, I'm going to, go to you with this and get your thoughts on the picture on the screen. But I do think I'm getting a hunch it's going to happen at the stroke of midnight, like last year.
I agree. I think, honestly, we'll be able to start. And I know I'm speculating, and I want to get anybody's hopes up. But I won't be surprised if we start seeing stuff like tonight. Honestly, I think
really, like you think. I know some people thought today, like today or last night, but you're thinking tonight.
Yeah, I think tonight. I was surprised we didn't see anything. I thought we was going to get a drop this morning. I just grabbed my phone so quick this morning. It was like 6 a.m.
I did too.
It's gotta be something. Then I was like, and then I kept hope alive. I was like, wait a minute. I know they've been dropping stuff at like 6:15. Okay, wait to 6:15. 6:15 passes. I'm like, okay, it's 6:30. okay, it's going to drop. And then 7:30 rolled around. And I was like, oh, we're not getting shit. But I think we may get something tonight. I would expect a drop. I'm think we're going to start seeing the drops between tonight and tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, that's when Wednesday evening. That I would say probably like a little after 10, probably around Leo's show. We'll start seeing like something. I expect we'll start see like stuff dropping. So especially if it's going to be multiples. If we don't see nothing this week, that tends to make me think we're going to get something big. It's going to be something grandiose all at once. So,
yeah, go ahead. Whoever was going to go, I thought I heard someone there. But thank you, Mike. No, that's our thoughts there. Thank you for that. But Jay, let's go ahead and stay with you, and go back to this picture here. There's so many pictures we could put up, but gosh, there's so much here, and I could kind of scroll down. You're seeing, and you know what's interesting on this picture too. To be honest with you, there are some characters we already got, like the Salacious Crumb on the bottom over there. We did get that already, and of course C-3PO there next to the R2-D2 along this whole little snapshot, little collage over here. And it's kind of interesting because I think if I would have flashed this up to you before the 3PO drop, Jay, I don't know if you would have told me Salacious Crumb, you would have picked it out of this picture. So that makes me wonder, what else would we not pick out of this picture that maybe we're going to get? Go, baby.
I'll say kind of unlikely, but maybe Ewok 2-pack. That would be interesting.
Please.
Yeah, Fortuna.
I think you're onto something with that, baby.
Yeah. Bid Fortuna. I would love. I don't think, honestly, that's like a wild card. I don't think they would do it, but I would love to see them execute a Bid Fortuna. I would definitely.
You know what's interesting about that? Because they could probably use the same mold, but I guess they would have to like fatten it up a little bit if they wanted to be like, hey, we're going to Return of the Jedi and then use the same one.
Yeah, he was
kind of. I don't know if they give him a fat suit or
he was Bid Fortuna in that Mandalorian episode.
Well, how many people got the boba in the throat and are going to get Fennec? That would probably. Yeah. I mean, it's a way to use them again. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe we can get that Ewok and Dead Ewok as a 2-pack.
Who's the other one? The name? What'd you call it?
I said we get this guy, and then Dead Ewok, who was my favorite Ewok.
Well, I mean, what about Newsman? What about Mon Mothma? Mon Mothma, because she's in different shows. Go.
Oh my God, yes, she would be amazing. But I just had an idea for another Luke. They give us a Luke in Yoda 2-pack with him dying. That would be
God, dude. No one's been talking about that
the whole time. That would be amazing.
God, yeah, dude. Dude, that's right. No, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about that.
That would be amazing.
Until right now, because that was an extremely emotional scene, to be quite honest with you. It was a very, very emotional scene. Brent, let me go to you with that. I think Jay just made a hit on something. What if they gave us that moment with Luke and Yoda where Yoda fades away, because that was an emotional scene for a lot of people.
Well, it was an emotional scene, but it was also the scene where Luke Skywalker got confirmation that Darth Vader was his father. I mean, remember, he was pushing Yoda a little bit there. Is Darth Vader my father? And before Yoda died, he said, your father he is. And then Luke had that look where he just was like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, he confronted Obi-Wan outside and kind of got into a little spat with him about it. But I mean, it's a significant part of the story, and Yoda dying, or Yoda laying in his bed there, that moment would be something I think a lot of people would want to add to their collections, and it certainly would be a talker. Wow, talk about, YouTube buzzing. I mean, that figure, if it is shown to us on Thursday or Wednesday night or whenever, I think would shock a lot of people.
Yeah, it really, really would. Connor, let's go to you on that. Louis Labit says, Jay, yes. I mean, I was thinking that what it could be is a battle damage Luke after, he gets electrocuted. But I do really think we're going to get a Yoda from this. I'm just being honest. So when Jay brings up a Luke to go with that Yoda on that scene, what do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, to Jay's credit, I haven't really heard much talk about Yoda because, a lot of us, of course, think about Empire Strikes Back being our appearance of Yoda in the original trilogy because that's when we see him training Luke and everything in Dagobah. But I think that'd be really cool, and I would be disgusted to see the price of the Sideshow Yoda hut if we do get that 2-pack because that's already a huge grail that a lot of people really want in their collection, and I think it's going for like around $800 on eBay, an absurd amount. But I think that'd be really cool, and obviously Hot Toys could reuse their previous Empire Strikes Back Yoda and kind of change a few things around. But yeah, I to Jay's credit, like I said, I haven't heard anyone talk about that, and I think that's a cool idea. And I was with you, Aries. My main thought for the Return of the Jedi 40th Luke was them focusing on that throne room scene. That was where I thought they were going to go with it, especially because Vader came with those stairs. But that would be really cool. I'd be all for it. I have the Empire Strikes Back and the Attack of the Clones Yoda, so I'd certainly grab another one to recreate that scene. I wouldn't be paying the money for that Yoda hut, though. That's for sure. But I'm jealous of everybody that has it.
No, it's good stuff. And with 150 in here, don't forget to smash that like button right now, everybody. You are watching Six Scale Raw, and we've got my man, it's Popsic, in the house. And everybody, we all know what table he sits at. So let's go ahead and fill up table 5. Let's see if I've got it queued up over here where Grogu is sitting. Actually, Grogu is not sitting there today. Instead, this guy moved from table 3.
Kenobi. You are a bold one.
Imagine getting that Darth Grievous from the Clone Wars 20th because they want to reuse the mold in a couple of years for the 20th of Revenge of the Sith. Hey, marketing-wise, I'd be like, look, you can reuse that mold real quickly. Just saying. We'll talk about that a little later. Lane, and good to have Popsic in the house. Been a member. Talking about giving away memberships, Lane. He's been a member since the first day I started this. Big shout out there to It's Popsic. Always good to have my man Popsic in the house. And Thule saying, yo, Popsic, what's going on? But and Lane got out of here. So Jay, probably with his internet. Let's go to you, Jay. Back to you. Or Brent, did we get your thoughts on the Yoda yet? Yeah. So Jay, you heard everybody's comments. So I think you're on to something with that, dude. How do you think that they would package it? Would it come with the Yoda, or would it come separate and they would kind of give you like pieces for it to go together? Like a lot of people are thinking, Jay, with that Vader, hey, if we got a Luke that would meet that the steps that he's coming with, that would work. But how do you envision that happening? Because it is very interesting.
That I would think honestly that they will probably do something like they would probably most likely do separate because they can bring them together and do. And I mean, you got to also think about the packaging. Like, I don't think they've ever done a 2-pack that was like, that like an anniversary 2-pack packaging. Yep. They could do it. That would be a first if they did it. But I would like to see. I love my 2-packs. And I would love to see that as a 2-pack, and just to have it, you could have pieces of his hut. You can do poses with him laying there about to die. Luke did giving him comfort, and it's a good way for them to repackage those figures with updated technology, of course. That would, because I mean that's kind of what they've given us with the Darth Vader. They've given us some of the same, but it's completely up. It's like an update on those. So it'd be nice to have, have that Luke with rolling eyes, and they can use practically the same parts that they use, from the other Jedi Luke, Return of the Jedi Luke releases, which we have 2 of them. So this will be the 3rd. It would definitely be a little redundant, but you throw in that Yoda and a couple extra accessories, Bob's your uncle. It's going to be, that's going to make collectors eat it up. So, and then it gives people an opportunity to get a Yoda that, can't get it right now.
No, and absolutely, it is very, very high. Lane, I see that you're in. Jay's ID, I think he hit something here. That was a very emotional scene with Luke and Yoda in Return of the Jedi. And I think it was Pop Culture Living Room put in the chat, Lane, as well. That's also what he found out about Leia. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Maybe that's going to be an anniversary gig there.
That could be something. Or one other thing I think I had actually mentioned previously, maybe on a while ago on Hot Toys Hotline on a stream. The brother cousins bringing up something just made me remember back to something I said, which would be easy for them to do, because we were talking actually, I think, about the Luke in hand stormtroopers, and how an easy figures those were for Hot Toys to do back in the day. Which it's actually also Mike Latoris is one of his super chats. Is what if they did? I guess now officially as Captain Rex. We had the one original back in the day, the one rebel, the older rebel with the gray beard who put on the Scout Trooper unit armor after they captured one of the guys. What if they did that guy? I guess Captain Rex. Because he'd be easy one to do, where they're just reusing pretty much the Scout Trooper body, and they could do a head sculpt of that guy as Captain Rex, in Scout Trooper disguise or something. That could be a really easy one for them to do.
It could be, and I'm going to bring this up onto the screen. Good stuff, Lane. And Patrick puts up with the $30 drop. My goodness gracious! I think I'm going to have to spill some darn coffee on that. Where is the clip, baby? Let's go. Patrick, thank you so much. Says, hi, Aries. I want Hot Toys, Face the Hot Toys. He wants an Ula figure from the movie Return of the Jedi. And he says, yes, Brent, I'm going to go to you with this because I would buy this.
No Moolah?
I would pay the moolah for Ula. I think he's talking about this character here up on StarWars.com. I mean, we got Salacious Crumb. We are making, Twi'lek aliens. I don't know. I mean, what would you think about this, Brett? I would love this.
Well, I would pre-order it for sure. I mean, that's just, I'm like I've said before, I'm an OT. It's like kryptonite for me. I mean, yeah, I mean, she was not a significant character, but she was in there, and but I guess right away I would be excited to see it, and then I would be like, okay, it's okay to release a woman not wearing a whole lot of clothes as a Twi'lek, but it's not okay to release Carrie Fisher as Jabba Slayer Leia wearing a bikini. So I think people would be excited, but I think it would trigger a lot of other conversation about the figure that everybody else wants first. But I certainly get it, because I love anything Jabba. Anything Jabba I want.
So this is Disney and StarWars.com again in the same place. So you're talking about the outfit that she wore that's on StarWars.com still, that is front and center, that they don't want, but they still have.
Right.
So I just put that up on the screen. And that is interesting. I'm going to jump to you, Cotter, on this, because Ula, I'd love to get your comments on that, from Patrick, with this chat. But, bringing this up again, too, when you go to StarWars.com, I'm just saying, I know it's unlikely, or at least I keep hearing it's unlikely, so I'm kind of like jumping on the bandwagon that it isn't. But it's still on StarWars.com, and she's front and center. I mean, how unlikely, I guess, is it? If I watch it on Disney Plus, Cotter, I see her in the outfit. I mean, talk to me.
It's tough, man, because I know like when Carrie was still alive, she really fought for the appearance of the character in this manner, and obviously as fans, I mean, think about it. At the time, this was a very empowering moment for a female character to take down a big character like Jabba the Hutt. So it's a great moment for a lot of us when the first time you saw Return of the Jedi and you were shocked by the fact that she choked him out with her chains and kind of broke her chains. Like everybody talks about Daenerys from Game of Thrones, but the real chain breaker is Leia from Return of the Jedi.
She is preacher baby.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, but to be honest with you, if my money was going down on it, I got my money on the Bouche Leia, and I'd be fine with that. You know, it's still such a fantastic costume design, and the fact that they could give us the helmet and the head sculpt, so you can kind of have that moment where she's freeing Han from the carbonite. She takes her helmet off and reveals that it's her, because obviously Han doesn't know. He's blinded at the time he's getting out of the carbonite. He's all confused. So yeah, I don't think it's likely, just because even in other scales, Hasbro has not put out any Hutt Slayer / Slave Leia merchandise, unfortunately. So I do have my money on the Bouche Leia over the Hutt Slayer, but again, if we did get the Hutt Slayer, it would be a fantastic surprise, and I'd be very happy with it.
Well, Connor, what about the Ula, real quick? You know, and Patrick, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend.
Yeah, and I think Newsman made a great point. I think I would certainly pre-order the Ula, and I'd be very happy to get a Twi'lek figure, but then I'd be questioning where their thought process is for Slave Leia. You know, I think that's a great point. If you're going to give us Ula, you got to give us both of them, because imagine if we get with Newsman's perfect world where we get all the Jabba stuff. Imagine if we get Ula, Hutt Slayer, Leia, Jabba. Like obviously that'd be the ultimate display for all of us, but. Yeah, it's tough to say that they're going to do that Slave Leia, especially just because we know they haven't really touched much of her in recent years, unfortunately.
You know, Lane, if they would do it, and I'm just asking you I'm just saying, let's say that they did do it, not if they're going to. If they did do it, what would be more of a splash in the community? A Hutt Slayer Leia or the N1? What would attract more?
You got to keep me bringing back into this N1 thing.
Well, come on, though. I just got to ask. If they put both out, what would attract more attention?
I think the N1 would attend more attention. Now, what would sell more? Probably the Hutt Slayer Leia, just because it's so expensive, like $1,200. But I honestly think the N1, as much as people would be shocked that it would be announced, it's still just one of. A figure, a part of a line versus a mega-sized vehicle, which may sell 400 units. But what are you going to... Let me ask you this, Aries. Next Monday, if they put... Other than you would be going like that, like annoying nephew going, I told you for about 2 hours on Monday night about if the N1 got announced. What would you spend more talking? Well, you might spend more talking about Slave Leia. Repeat last statement I just made, but I think the N1 would be more about what the community would be discussing.
Well,
even if people are going to buy it, just that Hot Toys is actually putting it out for order, I think would get a lot more fanfare overall. But if both came out at the same thing, I think there would be a lot of amazement from Hot Toys. So,
well, I feel like I got to ask you the next part of the question. So the N1, the Leia, or this thing?
What's going on here? I'm sorry, sir. It's time for
Yeah, that would get the most attention. Yeah, I think personally it would. Like,
I know which one you'd be like having Sideshow all night, no sleep would be
Dopo. I would, if they do that, I would create a character called TK Dopo.
Yeah, you would be like recycling the all night or in the morning, like for 4 hours straight. You're like, work, I'll be back to you when I get this skin staying away. To pre-order like the second one, the Jimmy Smith's Bail Organa popped up. But you guys are talking like the other character is the Wong, like Grief Karga is the Wong of modern Star Wars. I would say more that's Bail Organa, Because Bail Organa has literally been in almost everything. Okay, excluding obviously the original trilogy because he's kind of vaporized without seeing him in the first movie.
It's a good point. I say both. I say because I don't know how you don't got Carl Weathers yet. Not only it, he's directed how many
he's
episodes
only been
from
in
Mando.
Come on.
And then Jimmy Smits too, obviously with all the Star Wars.
Or you know what?
But
one's the pre Return of the Jedi character, and one's the post Return of the Jedi guy. And then that way you can have both of them. You have a divided light.
No, good stuff, Lane. All funny stuff. Jay, I got to go to you with this super chat here.
Yep.
Mike, and I think Lane was bringing this up before, but I want to get your thoughts. He says Captain Rex is canon in Return of the Jedi as the gray-bearded rebel on Endor. So, is it possible for 40th anniversary? Ties into the prequels, Clone Wars, and original trilogy. It's a long shot, but is it?
That's a long shot, but it's possible. It is, and that'll be a head scratcher for a lot of the OT guys. Like, what the hell we do? And they're like, oh, okay. But that's a way to bring everybody together. I mean, yeah, why not? Definitely, it could happen. Look, we don't know what Hot Toys is going to do. Like I said, we've all said it here before. You know, you take logic and throw it out the window when it comes to Hot Toys because this thing can go in many directions. The craziest thing will be, which I know will piss everybody off, is we don't get anything.
Oh boy, it's possible. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
it really is.
We could wake up to Wanda and be like, "Oh my god!" And my guy Never Ender out there, he would be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they give us 5 figures from the video game. They just gave us the Scout Trooper Commander. Maybe that was a teaser to what they're going to do. I mean,
that would be crazy. What if we got nothing but Cal Kestis? How would everybody? How would people feel about that?
I mean, I want Cal Kestis, but I could May 4th. I'd feel like I felt like when they gave us Echo, and Sideshow gave us a reissue of Grievous. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
I mean, I really, really would. On that, there was another comment in here, and thank you so much, Mike, for that super chat. And someone put in here, gosh, I'll get to the comment, if I could find it, but it was real eye opening here. But now I can't find it, and I'm scanning through. But Braden says, give us a Cal Kestis. I think a lot of people would be excited, but
oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does the trick. I don't really know.
But only run at 15 frames per second. That'd be the problem.
Wanda would be funny. Says Christian Detour Collectibles.
They will be trolling this at that point. That'll be just completely. They'd be just.
How long is the order now? 2 years? 2 years, like at least a month. 2 years, 2 months. It's like starting to get Wonder Woman territory now.
Yeah.
This is the point I wanted to bring it. I got this up. Cotter, I want to go to you with this. If talking May 4th and Disney 100, this is a great point. I was talking about it on Six Scale Mafia show last night. It is the 100th anniversary of Disney. So does that mean possibly with the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, or possibly with May 4th, they may not do the 20th Clone Wars. They may not do just the 40th of Return of the Jedi. They may not do just the Mandalorian, but they do something crazy for the 100th anniversary, 100-year anniversary for Disney, and a Star Wars figure none of us are talking about, and do like that Iron Man one they did and be like, hey, here's May 4th, celebrating Disney 100. I'll be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like the chills that Jay was feeling with the Luke and the Yoda. I would not be shocked if they're saying May 4th, here's a 100th anniversary Star Wars. What do you think about that?
It would be interesting, right? Because we're expecting just the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi branded stuff. In terms of the prototype Boba Fett, my money is on that being a Toy Fair exclusive this year. I really do see it. I mean, they got the arena Boba Fett out of the way. Like, it just seems like it's about time, and they know it's going to sell. It's going to be an easy repaint. Though I will say, if they do announce that one, it better have the original beach towel cape. It's got to have the beach towel because, you know, Sideshow they had both versions. I want the beach towel cape, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I see that one being a Toy Fair this year. But I'm really, me personally, when it comes to D100, I hate to burst everybody's bubble on the Star Wars stuff. I want like Mickey Mouse, and I want all the different original Minnie Mouse. Like, I want the stuff that Walt Disney built the company on, you know? And we're talking about D100. I was very intrigued by that Iron Man, but I'm also like, you're going to give us all these great characters and these cost babies. You're going to tease us with that, but then you're not going to give us any 6 scale stuff, you know, right? So that's personally what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some actual Disney stuff, like some original Disney IPs, like films that built the company, you know? I would love to see D100 stuff for that. But I do like the comment that's been thrown out in the chat a few times about a D100 Luke. I mean, I think if you're going to do, let's say they do like a D100 Disney-related IP for every single IP. I mean, when you look at D100 for Star Wars, I mean, Luke makes a lot of sense, right?
Well, I would say Luke, and I was going to go with it. It can't really, we already got Vader, but we're getting a lot of Vader. I guess you can't really. Can you go, Connor, with a villain? Can you go with Vader as your 100th? But he's so iconic.
Yeah.
Like, kids love it. I mean, what do you think, Jay? I mean, could they go with Vader? Or is it too much of a villain? You can't do that for Disney.
I look at it like this. Think about it like this. The most vicious dinosaur is Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Sure,
you look at little kids' pajamas, T-Rex is all on it. Same thing with Darth Vader. Come on. So yeah, definitely. Or a Stormtrooper. Okay? Why not? No. At least the Stormtrooper didn't kill kids.
Just throw him up, throw another Stormtrooper on the pile, man. You know, might as well.
You know, I Vader I could see as a villain. Kids could, you know, are just going to put on their pajamas. I don't know if they would put, you know, this guy screaming like this on their pajamas.
Out of the sky! All fighters!
I just can't leave it alone. Jesus. Is it the 10th anniversary of this movie or something? Like
oh, baby, don't even get me going. Don't even get me going about the 10th anniversary of that. My goodness.
The reverse of Luke Skywalker's greatest moment ever.
They can't do that, Lane. They cannot do that.
Shoot her or something.
Or something.
Connor, I'll go back to you because I was bringing it up when I was asking Jay when he was chiming in. I mean, you're saying Luke. Could it be a Vader? I know we just got a Vader, but I'm just going to say this because people say, oh, they'll send me messages. Ares, how many Lukes can we get? How many Ares? I'm like, well, how many Christian Bale Batmans can we get? I brought that up earlier. How many Spider-Mans? How many Iron Mans can we get? We just got 100th. How many Mandos Boba Fett's? I'm just saying. The Christian Bale one is starting to stick with me now because I think there's like 4 or 5 of them that are up there like at once on Sideshow. But I'm just saying, could it be a Vader?
Yeah, and it's funny. There's like a running joke in my chat. All the people always say, "What about a Chrome Vader?" And I'm like,
ooh.
Is that really that crazy though? Like,
I'd buy it. I'd have to get it.
I would too. I mean, I would too. I mean, I know everybody who's sick of the 2.0s and the repaints and stuff is like, shut up. But I mean, we got a Chrome Death Trooper. We got a Chrome Stormtrooper. We got the Chrome Clone Trooper. So it's like, I could see them doing that for an anniversary, maybe just taking a Stormtrooper from Return of the Jedi or taking Vader and just throwing some chrome paint on him and saying, here you go. You know, I mean, it's certainly, and like Jay has said a few times this stream, like Hot Toys is very unpredictable right now. And the stuff that makes sense is not always the route that Hot Toys goes. So you never know. I mean, certainly, I hate to say it, but I would pick up a Chrome Vader if they ever went crazy and did something as ridiculous as that. I would buy it because I have all the 6 scale Vaders, but you never know. You never know. But I do think Vader is certainly a candidate, and I like Lane's thoughts as well on a Stormtrooper because we've seen them recolor.
It feels like they should have held off, almost, doesn't it, on that Chrome Stormtrooper they put out last year, and should have just waited for this year and said Disney 100 Chrome Stormtrooper. Yeah. It would have fit almost exactly.
Well, Neil, you've stirred this up because I want to continue talking about it. And OG fan, when Star Wars was just Star Wars with the $2 drop. And he's talking about a D100 Boba Fett. And I want to talk about that as I fill him up real quick with a show that was better than 24. Is it possible better than Battlestar Galactica, the greatest show of all time for Wayne?
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Oh my lord.
Brett, let's go to you because I thank you so much, OG fan. I do appreciate Lloyd's the super chat. Vader says is more likely, but here's something that would be, and I've been calling this for a while, and I was saying, and I'm going to put this up on the screen to give it some clarity for everybody in here. And here's Boba Fett, and we're all talking about, oh, they're going to reissue a Boba Fett just like they did in the 40th line. But I've been saying for a while, we're going to go ahead and get a die-cast Boba Fett armor, a die-cast, something special like that, chrome something. Boba Fett may be a really good fit for a 100th anniversary figure. I'm just saying. It is. Mandalorian could be too. But let's face it, what is Mandalorian based off of his character?
Yep.
Boba Fett.
Right.
All the Mandalorians, that lore, it's Boba Fett. And there's been like a 300th Fett, figure from Hasbro. There's been this Fett, that Fett.
Oh, yeah.
This would not shock me if 100th anniversary they went without Luke or without Vader and he's been Boba Fett. Go, baby.
Well, I think it certainly is a possibility, without question. I think we're certainly not done seeing Boba Fett's. We're not, we're not. I think he may show up in Ahsoka in a couple of months. So you never know. But and if that happens, we're getting another one. But when I think D100, I kind of agree with Hot Toys. When I think
Hotline, like it's got to be Luke. I kind of agree that would be my top choice.
Yeah,
But Vader would be 2. I would. Or what would you think? I think Vader 2. But who would be 3? Is it Han or is it Boba Fett? Is it Leia? Where does Boba Fett fit in?
Man,
it's hard, isn't it?
It really is
so
hard.
Yeah.
And the question that was brought up a couple weeks ago on Raw was, does Hot Toys? Do they have the likeness of Harrison Ford? Did they lose that property somewhere along the way?
No, there's a strong rumor. And Jay, wasn't it? I think it was Leal. Credit to him. 1/6 scale. Be able to say that there's a rumor. I doesn't know if it's true that maybe Han is part of what's coming here because of the indie show, right?
Yeah, because of indie, and they were able to make a deal, but it cost Hot Toys a lot of money. So they're going to be getting, they're going to be leveraging that deal with the Indiana Jones line and Star Wars. So that's the rumor. It's a rumor right now, but it seems to be a very strong one. So we'll see.
I'll be honest with you. If it could be Han as 100th figure, Brent, I say Han Solo would be good.
I think it would be great. I think a lot of people right now, obviously, would love to see the Bespin Han. I think we've also had an agreement on this panel tonight that the Endor, a version of the Endor Han with the trench coat, or a removable trench coat with the vest, would be certainly something that all of us would like to see. And yeah, they better leverage that likeness, because clearly with Harrison Ford, it goes away. It's like Halley's Comet. It comes by every 75 years and then you don't see it again.
Can't argue.
It's like he gives them their likeness for like 48 hours. All right, you have my face for 48 hours. Do what you need. I get it back in 2 days,
Right.
and then you don't see anything. So, if Hot Toys starts putting out Han Solo or indie figures, you better start scooping those up quick, because they're going to be hot.
Well, listen, I think, right now the show is hot. We've got 161 watching. Let's smash that like button, peoples. Let's go right now. Don't forget to subscribe to everybody in here. Jay, brother, cousins in the house. Show him the love. Link within the video description below. Brother, cousins, toy reviews. We've got Cotter, the Hot Toys Hotline, in the links below as well. Great channel. If you go to 20 years in the future, you'll see Lane's channel and the Star Wars Newsman's in there as
I'm
well.
on ACH on Thursday nights. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. You can catch Lane on ACH and all the Disney Plus Lane coming soon. I believe.
My own miniseries.
Listen, I want to put this up from Yomo onto the screen. Jay, this is giving me tingly as well because Disney 100 Yavin celebration, Luke. You want to talk about giving a new hope? Go, baby. You know where I'm going with this. Just, I like this.
I love
that
it.
would be insane. That would break the internet, dude.
I have had dreams of waking up and turning on to Facebook and seeing Yavin Luke, seeing all of them, the whole celebration. I've had dreams of this, and honestly, I think we'll be. I think that's more of a 50th anniversary thing. I think we'll get that. But yeah,
that'd be perfect for 50th. But man, if they did this for a Disney 100,
that would.
I mean, because what version of Luke would they do? Because to Connor's point, I agree. I think Luke is number one. But what version would they do? This is what they haven't given us yet.
They haven't, and it would be amazing. It would be amazing. And we already have. I counted yesterday. I have 7 Lukes in my collection, and I think I have another one coming this year. It's gonna be 8 Lukes this year, but keep them coming.
Sideshow made a 1/6 scale ceremonial Luke, but it was horrible.
Yeah, that's way outdated at this point. So
I mean, it was bad. It does not hold a candle. I mean, and plus it's not going for much on the secondary market. You can pick that thing up for $50.
Oh wow!
But it's a great point. Hotline Cotter. Since you brought, you were talking about Luke. What about 100th Luke Yavin? Go, baby.
I'm with Jay on this one. I think that one's going to be reserved for another anniversary. But I mean, I would love to see. I mean, obviously our minds are going towards a 40th Return of the Jedi one, but I mean, a Luke that I would love to see, and kind of goes along with a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi stuff, is if they're going to give us Wedge Antilles at any point in time. That's another character that's been in all of the films, I think. I think he's been in every single film, so I would love to see Wedge Antilles, but then they can go ahead and give us a Red 5 Luke. I would love to see that, and that's one I think a lot of people are hoping for. We got our Snowspeeder Luke, which is kind of a little bit of a taste of that Red 5 style jumpsuit and everything, but I think they could kind of reuse some parts there and make some changes, but I would love to see a Red Leader Luke, but I do think if we're going to get a D100, it's going to be related to Return of the Jedi, and we can't forget Howie has said his favorite Star Wars character is Luke Skywalker. So hopefully that plays into the thoughts there that we may get a Luke Skywalker if they do decide to do anything else from that D100 line apart from what they've already shown us, which was very little, obviously, in terms of 6 scale.
Yeah, no, good stuff. And listen, are we at 100 likes? And I say, let's get to it, guys, in here. We got 165 in here. Let's get to 100 likes right now. All you got to do, besides believe, is just hit the darn like button. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's get to 100 likes. Charlie brings this up, Lane, and it's interesting because I actually thought about this. He says Luke with Taun Taun. And we're all, they've said we're getting Attack of the Clones. I mean, not Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars 20th. They said that we're getting more, they're getting Return of the Jedi 40th. We know we're getting Mandalorian figures. What if they throw a curveball like they did last year? Because they gave us the DX 25 Bestman Luke. I mean, let's be frank, Lane. We thought that was dead. We thought it was dead.
What
if they gave us an Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, well, they gave us the Blurs 2 years ago, which is another creature, we're talking about. I almost kind of hate to think how much the Tauntaun with Luke would be, because by now they'd probably be over like $600 or something. So I'd be like kind of going, eesh. But, for especially like we were talking a little earlier with the Disney 100 figures, I put nothing past what Hot Toys could put out. I mean, sure, we do have the expectation a lot of times it's going to be reused stuff. That's just the way it goes. A lot of the ways for, Hot Toys does it modernly, but they also do throw out in between those releases. Those releases help fund some of the more expensive or maybe not going to have as high a production. The same way with statues and other things work. They could throw out a Luke with Taun Taun. That would be a really cool thing. Disney would already know. More likely, we see a Darth Vader because that would be the easiest thing to do. But
except that Return of the Jedi one we just got, which is flipping amazing.
And they may not put it out because they have that. I mean, they've got 2 Darth Vaders already out right now. Still a bit. One of them.
How many Christian Bales? How many Christian Bales are out?
Like 3 or 4 different versions, 2 quarter scales, and then 2 other ones. How
many Boba Fett's? Gosh.
Well,
we hit 100 likes, by the way. Not to interrupt you, but
the Book of Boba Fett, though, that one is already waitlisted. So we still do have the 2-pack, the single pack, and then the single and deluxe pack for the other Book of Bobas, or the Bando season 2 ones. Right now, I think the Luke with Taun Taun, that's maybe a little just because it's not associated with anything that we have right now. But like for price point and stuff where they could sell some, I think that idea about like the Luke Yavin celebration, like that's a perfect thing I could see them doing, because maybe they just reuse like cleaned up, maybe like the Hawk Luke or something that looks more like that version of him, or even the Mando Luke, which of course I actually have sitting over here. You saw earlier, but
Lane, everybody just watched this.
A really bad feeling about this.
What you would say the character everybody would just like to see that would sell, even if it was a limited run. I mean, would you imagine how if they were having to try and do like a Han Solo as a limited release, sending you an email and stuff, like how expensive, you talk about the secondary market, if they were a limited run like that Han Solo, like overnight would be like $800.
Listen, I'm going to give
many people off.
Jay,
I'm not saying they would actually do that. I know Hot Toys is not that stupid.
Well, but how about this guy here? Hello.
That would be cool. Yeah. I think the Han Solo probably, that would be, you're talking about breaking the internet. That's the character, I think, even more than the N1 that would.
So, well, here's the thing, Lane. I'm getting chills, Lane. So I don't feel like
that's such a cute scene.
It is a cute scene, and Lane, I'm going to go to Jay with this because Jay, you were bringing up things that like the Yoda and Luke scene. No one talks about this Leia with her hair down. I'm just saying, and here she is with Han, and we're always talking about. I'm just saying we're always talking about a Han and Chewbacca 2-pack.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Is this possible? Leia like this, Han, this scene. I mean, I'd love to get a Leia like this, but this is there's a lot of interesting scenes. As much of a fan as I am, and I've seen this 8,379.2 times, I'm like, holy crap, they could do so many things here we're not even thinking about, like this, or a Leia like this.
I love them. I love them too so much. I mean, that's just so romantic and so classic, and would be a beautiful scene and a beautiful set together. And yeah, it's possible that we could definitely get. I mean, I would buy this in a heartbeat. I ain't even gonna lie. I would. It's just, it's beautiful. It's romantic. And it just, it just takes the collection to a whole nother level. Just showing that. And once again, we talk about moments. And I love moments, and this was a moment, and there's so much that happened in Return of the Jedi that this moment doesn't get talked about that much. So them going left field and doing this would be great. I would love it. And yeah, it'd be easy. Let's be honest, this would be
this would be so easy. They probably used the same freaking Endor head sculpt to change the hair. Honestly,
that's it. It'd be so easy for them to do. But I think the money definitely would be in. I mean, for all of us fanboys, because at the end of the day, we're all men here, but at the end of the day, we're all boys at heart. Especially when we saw, Hut Slayer Leia, or at that time Slave Leia, we were like, oh my god, You know, I became a man that day, and I was only 3.
Yeah.
So
no, it's for real, dude.
Right. So I think we would really want that, but I think Bouche Leia would definitely be the money one, right? I think that would be the one that we would all get. And that'd be, I mean, that would just be a great figure with the mask. I mean, she looks badass in the outfit. I didn't have the, you know, the interchangeable head sculpt. Come on. It's just just
bounty hunters are hot right now, you know, Mandalorian. Yeah, hot.
Yeah. It's just toyetic written all over it. So I think that would be the one to get. But I would love to have this. Like I said, pieces like this, or you know, even poses like this, just take the collection to a whole nother level. It becomes, I think that's when it becomes not just, you know, a bunch of cool action figures, but it becomes art. So yeah, I would love this.
Good stuff, Jay. Hot Toys Hotline. I'm going to bring something up that you know I think we all know, but it could be out of sight, out of mind. You know, we want a Han. We're expecting a Chewbacca. We're going to get the Chewbacca. You know, they did come out with a dark suit Superman that a lot of people wanted, with a Nightmare Batman, which is an awesome 2-pack. Some people had, you know, the Nightmare Batman already. For those that didn't, it was great. I mean, some, you know, and when you look at the Boba Fett 2-pack, you know, if you wanted to get Tamora Morrison with just the robes, you had to get the 2-pack. They don't offer that singularly. What if we do get Han, but he's only available in a 2-pack, and it's not the 2-pack you're expecting? It's actually with Leia here, and you wanted Leia, and this is what they gave you. They gave you Han and Leia, which would be a first time, but I do think it'd be appropriate. But I honestly think it'd be sick. It would be unexpected, and I think it'd be different, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, would I be angry if this is the outcome of the Han Solo that we've been begging for? I wouldn't. I mean, I have the A New Hope Chewbacca, and I have the unfortunately I have the sequel trilogy Chewbacca in my collection. But I agree with what was said so far. I mean, this is such a beautiful scene when Leia says, "Hold me," and they embrace, and you got the beautiful scenery in the background of them up in the Ewok hut area. I mean, it's a beautiful scene. Carrie Fisher looked absolutely beautiful in that little dress that she was wearing and everything, and it's such a good scene. So I would not be angry at all. And this might be one of those unexpected announcements. Again, a lot of us have our mind on that Bouche Leia, and that is the one that I personally want because I do have the Return of the Jedi Endor gear version. So for me, I would love to see the Bouche Leia, but I would not be angry at all. To me, any Leia from the original trilogy is a win. So if we got this one, I'd be very happy with it personally.
No, good stuff. Newsman, is this true? I'm trying to remember. Did Luke wear his X-Wing flight suit when he was in the X? What was he in the X? Wait, I guess he wearing the flight suit in Return of the Jedi? I keep taking it back to Empire Strikes Back. Is this true?
What did he wear when he flew to visit Yoda on Dagobah? Did he?
I think he had it on, right?
No.
This is interesting.
He definitely had his Jedi. He definitely had his Jedi robes when he visited.
He was wearing the flight suit when you saw him in the cockpit scenes after they say they'll rendezvous at the fleet.
They did. You're right.
Then our two.
He was wearing the helmet and the whole thing.
No, we're not joining the others. We're going to go visit an old friend, and then you saw the two ships kind of go in two separate directions.
That's right. There you go. Yep.
Dude, they could. They literally could do that with this. So let me ask you this, Brent. Is it possible that, I don't know how they would do it. I'm thinking back. I mean, could we get like an ultimate Luke where you could have him in a few different outfits, and maybe that's your 40th Return of the Jedi in conjunction with 100th Disney? I don't know, but it's interesting because I'm kind of like Jay brought up about the Yoda scene. You know, the Hot Toys Nightmare is bringing up about, you know, this X-Wing suit. There's a lot of options with Luke here, baby.
Well, I think that Hot Toys has not made a Red 5 Luke. They got to make a Red 5 Luke. I mean, it's just got to happen. I mean,
and give us a Red 5 instead of the N1.
Yeah,
I would take that. I would take that.
Find room in your Star Wars room for that thing, right? But you got to make one. I mean, Sideshow made one a few years back. I don't remember how long ago, probably closer to 10 now. It's okay. I mean, it's not horrible. I have it. and it's in my room, the Sideshow version. But obviously, Hot Toys, if they came out with it, I would upgrade to the Hot Toys one. It would be far better, probably with far more accessories. But I don't know if they make that as part of the 40th Return of the Jedi line, though, because that was such A New Hope.
Well,
you know, with him being in Red 5, I mean, that attack on the Death Star at the end of A New Hope was a half an hour long.
It's a half hour long. Well, Brett, let me ask you this while we're with you. We're going to stay with you because here's how we're going to do the last segment and take off. We're going to go paddle up close. Brent, you're on the spot. You don't got much time to prepare. Your May 4th predictions specifically for May 4th and for the rest of this week, for May 4th week, we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave it like this. Just go, Brett. You go. Paddle up close for all up close. You go first. Real quick, your predictions this week.
I think we do get a figure between now and Thursday. I think we get something as kind of a little bit of an appetizer. I'm not sure what it is. And then I think we wake up Thursday and we find 5 figures. I think 3 of them are going to be from Return of the Jedi 40th, and I think 2 of them are going to be from Mandalorian. As far as Return of the Jedi, I'm going to say that we're going to get some stuff from Jabba. I think they are going to give us 1 or 2 from there, maybe a Lando General. I think that's a key figure there. And then I think, like I said, I'm going to stick by my IG-12 with the little Grogu in the chest as one of the figures that they're going to give us this week. I do think that they're going to give us a couple of Mando figures for sure on Thursday. So that is my prediction.
That is a great prediction, and I could see that happening. And you have to wonder, is this what they call the Star Wars newsman in the chat, everybody?
The Wizard.
Hot Toys Hotline. What do you think? Your predictions now. We've talked about a lot of stuff. You've talked about it on your show. You got to give me 2 things. For May 4th, your predictions, what you think we're going to get, and this whole week as well.
So in terms of this week, I really see mostly releases on stuff that's overdue. Again, like I like the idea of seeing Casca this week, maybe Fennec. Maybe they'll bust Fennec out and give us Fennec. I'm sticking to my 5 Return of the Jedi, the whole lineup. I'm sticking to 5 for May 4th. I got faith in that. Last year really gave me faith. And then again, with the Vader and the C-3PO, I'm sticking to the side of I think they gave us those early because they wanted to get those out of the way because they want to give us 5 for Return of the Jedi for May 4th. That's what I'm sticking to. I do foresee Mando stuff coming afterwards, but part of me is like, you know what? I think they've been planning for a long time for this May the 4th for Return of the Jedi 40th. Once they get that stuff out of the way, maybe it'll open the door to like Andor. Maybe we'll finally see a Cassian Andor figure. Maybe Luthen. Maybe they'll cut it off there. Maybe they'll throw us. You never know. But I really do, in my heart, believe that they've been gearing up for 40th Return of the Jedi for May the 4th. So I'm going to say all out Return of the Jedi 40th figures for May the 4th.
I hope to frack you are that this is what they call you.
The Wizard.
Damn, if you're right, I am going to go ahead and lose it. Lane, quickly, your predictions for May 4th and this week. Lane, I hope you make me do this.
Well, I think we're going to get, I'm not as hopeful as Connor. I think we'll get a couple more of the 40th anniversary, and then I think we'll get a byline some point, like at the end of the week or next week, that, you know, it's like the first half basically of the 20th. I do think we are going to get some more releases, whether Star Wars. I think we'll get at least one or two. I think 1 or 2 Star Wars actual figures of the older ones finally getting released, and then probably like a Marvel one or something they're behind on. I think we're going to have like in total probably like somewhere between 6 to 7 like total, whether announcement and release this week. So it's going to be a very busy week.
How many on May 4th? How many on May 4th? Putting you on the spot.
I think we'll get like 4. I think
4.
it'll be mostly announcements. Like,
Okay.
it'll be a couple return and probably a couple Mando. Andor, I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait to season 2. Like 2025, probably, for figure announcements for that. I hope we get them eventually. I need my stupid Death Trooper specialist. Damn it.
Well, Lane, is this what they call you,
They
baby?
call him the Wizard.
No, it's right down there. It says Midnight Collector. Collector Midnight. Which maybe was clearly as a bad idea.
Speaking of Midnight, and Jay, you get to give us your predictions with 152 in here.
Whew.
What are we going to get May 4th? How many drops? And all week long until the May 4th week, what are we getting from Hot Toys for Star Wars? Go.
Okay. Whew. So for Star Wars, I think we're going to get drops starting tonight. Please, God, let me be right. I think we're going to get Cosca Reeves and Fennec for Mando. I think those are going to come out. I think we're going to definitely get those. Who knows? They may drop a Marvel figure. We may get some. And I think as announcements, I think we'll get, I'm going to say it, the new Han and Chewie Return of the Jedi 2-pack. Now, here's the thing, though. The Han head sculpt is going to be pretty similar to the Han Solo head sculpt we've seen before. And they may do
Agreed.
Yeah, and they may say something like, hey, not final. We'll be doing updates, but just know it's coming out. I think it's going to be something like that we're going to get with that. I think we're going to get those 2 figures and 2 more. Maybe I can't see them not doing a Luke. I can't see them not doing Luke. It would be crazy.
I can't either.
If they do a power pose Jabba the Hutt, that's going to set everything on fire.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Now, here's the other thing.
Go ahead.
If we get none of it, I would say this: we get none of that. None of that. We're all wrong. And they just said, you know what? We was waiting for the time to do it. Here's the N1. Thank you. May 4th. I'm out. That's yeah. It's either or.
I guess it's my turn, and Combat Evolve is in here. Good to have Combat Evolve in here for sure. Saying like and subscribe. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. Yeah, I don't promote that enough, guys. But we do have over 1,000 people in the Facebook group now. And we talk a lot of stuff here about Six Scale Cantina and stuff. So don't forget to do that. Appreciate you bringing that up. And Patrick, if you're right, dude, I would be just fine. I mean, jeez, Grievous at Clone Wars. I mean, I would be just fine. I'm feeling something with the Han. I really that's kind of really what what I want, but I'm getting a sense that for me, we're probably going to be getting something that we're not expecting, and I don't know if it has to do with 100th anniversary with Disney, and they're going to throw that in. If it's more Mandalorian than what we're thinking, or if it's something that has nothing to do with the 40th of Jedi, nothing to do with the Clone Wars, and nothing to do with the Mando. Because you have to wonder. They've already let us know that they're putting out 40th figures. They announced it at the beginning of the year. 20th anniversary figures, Mandalorian figures. Is it possible that we're going to get something that we're not expecting? And I would be fine with that. If it's like something that's like Kit Fisto or something that's like Darkside Rey, I'm just saying, guys, I would go for a Darkside Rey.
Yeah.
I'd go for an Asajj Ventress. I'm just saying, if they want to give me a female baddie.
You want some more Sithy witchy Darkside
Raiders? Yeah, I would be pretty darn good with something like that. I'm just hoping, like we said earlier, it could be just like Cal Kestis. It could be just teases. It could be just all Mando. I don't know. But guys, this has been just a tremendous show. So here's how I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Make sure you subscribe to Brother Cousins, the Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. I do have his channel link right in the video description. It's easy. Go in there right now, click on it, show Brother Cousins the love, subscribe. Also, the Hot Toys Hotline, Connor. I also got his channel in there as well. You don't want to forget to go ahead and do that. Show these guys the love. And Six Scale Cantina. Listen, I am the Dark Jedi, serving up all the Six Scale Hot Toys talk. So if this is the first time you're watching me, don't forget to subscribe. Me on this show again, you're not going to see me till May 5th. But you have to wonder, is it possible I'm going to go live, that I took off of work May 5th? Is it possible that I'm going to go on late morning or early afternoon? And I say, yes, you're going to get the recap from the Dark Jedi for sure. You're going to be seeing my thoughts on there. And you're also going to see me on various shows this week. I know, Jay, I'm going to be on yours Thursday night for May 4th. I'm going to be on this one, that one.
Freezing up all over the place.
We lost him. We almost made it.
Well, here.
Who wants to take us out? Brother Cousins, you want to take us out?
we did get a super chat, actually. Unfortunately, I have no way to pull it up. We did get from Combat Evolved. And I'm feeling General Grievous for 20th anniversary Clone Wars, just to piss off Sideshow Grievous. LMOFO. Yeah, I think that would be quite an announcement. I know that Connor would probably love that, because then he can finally throw that Sideshow one into the garbage can.
I have 2 to throw away, dude.
Oh, wow. So now that means you have to buy 2 for Sideshow for like $500 each, or $450.
Oh, man.
I know. See, guys, that's another thing we always promise here. We're always good at helping to spend Connor's money. Anyway, thank you very much, Combat Evolved. Everybody, if you hadn't had a chance, hit the like button real quick. I will finish off here real quickly, as I was planning to do. We had over 107 likes today, so we'll give out, as we're on our way out here, one more membership that is not going to go to Big Dog Pound.
Yeah, Big Dog Pound.
Let's see what happens with this.
Roll, please.
And
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. Oh, Ryan wins. Another fellow YouTuber, and also one who is a regular contributor with Hot Toys Online. Congratulations, sir.
Nice.
Rigged. Hashtag rigged in the chat.
Yeah, well, it does feel like that a little bit, because I've had the same people want to give away with them multiple times. Anyway, hey, everybody, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's much appreciated.
Yep.
I don't know, Connor or Brother Cousin, do you guys, either of you, have any ability?
I don't think so, but I did get a message from he said my power went out, keep it going if you can until he reboots. He should take 2 minutes, so we can
I think we can hold it.
Sure, we can keep down. Yeah. So guys, I guess we'll do just real quick. HTH, Brother Cousins, what do you guys have coming in relation to May the 4th this week for your guys' channels?
In terms of content?
Yeah,
well, this is a double stream week. Well, triple stream week for me, really, because I was on every stream. Yeah. Tomorrow we're strictly talking in terms of Star Wars. I'm strictly talking about the new Stormtrooper, the new Scout Trooper from Jedi Survivor. I'm talking Fallen Order. And that one's really exciting because they're busting into the VGM line again. And if you guys don't know, Hot Toys has done some incredible figures for their video game
Arkham Knight series,
line.
especially.
The Arkham series, the Star Wars figures from Battlefront. I have the Snowtrooper 2-pack. That's like one of my favorite. Yeah, I know. Don't boo me. The Grail Man is right here. He's right below me. That's the Grail Man.
Well, I mean, but he literally, at least I can say, he's literally got a show that's called, he's for his channel, he's putting his money where his mouth is.
At least mine's a little hidden in the background, so I'm not tempting everybody. He's like, hey,
here's my call for Disney 100 Newsman. This would be the best one. just because
Yeah.
it would mess around with Connor not being able to have that over there. Sometimes he has animated Boba Fett re-release. That should be the
Hey,
Disney.
you know,
100.
I'd buy.
That would
I'd
be
buy
the
another
epic.
one. I'd buy another one. I'd buy that for $1. Hey, I'd buy
Yeah.
another one.
I didn't get that figure. I wish I did. I did not get that figure.
Yeah, I wasn't collecting then, but so you'll be having that. And then, Brother Cousins, do you have anything special going on this week other than your
Yeah,
usual
well, I'm
stream?
rebranding. I'm gonna be calling changing the name of Good Morning Grill. So it's gonna be called Good Morning I'm Broke. So
Oh, my
no,
goodness.
that's after Thursday, sir. You have to do that next week.
Right.
Next week. Because
Exactly.
here's my pre-order to the apocalypse, May the 4th. That can be a one-time show.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
my apologies, guys. My power went out. But Brother Cousins and the gang, is it possible that you kept it going? And I say yes. So before it goes out again, Combat Evolved, thank you for the $5 drop. I'm feeling Grievous from the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars to piss off Sideshow's Grievous.
Oh,
you have to wonder. I mean, goodness gracious.
Combat Evolved just became a member, too.
Yes, I saw that here, and thank you so
sir.
much. Thank you very much. Combat Evolved became a YouTube member. You're making me spill my coffee there, my friend. Let's go ahead and play that for you as we go ahead and get ready to sign off over here. And listen, guys, it was great. Thank you for hanging in there. What a fun show. What a fun time. You guys will see me on Friday, late morning, afternoon. More to come. Remember, I don't always spill spotchka, but when I spill the spotchka out of my coffee, I spill it right here at Six Scale Cantina. Have a fun week, guys. Take care.
It'll be fun.
May the 4th be with you guys. Enjoy this week. It's going to be fun.
May the 4th
Yeah,
be
baby.
with you guys.
Take it.
All right. But this is the last time.
Speculating.